everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on Batman the Enemy Within game review. Now, as you know, Batman the Enemy Within is the sequel game to the 2016 game Batman the Telltale series. And this was sometime before Telltale shut down and pretty much reopened their company. Now, I set up myself a Nintendo account, bought the game online, and started playing it. And I would have to say the game isn't too bad. So the premise of the game is meant to take place sometime after the first Batman game, and if you have your previous save data, you've got the results from the outcome from your actions. For example, if you chose to reveal your identity to Lady Arkham, you've got Bruce's kind of slightly cut ear, but if you didn't, then you've got Alfred with his eye patch, and you've got the results from the actions that you played from the first game. Now, the premise of the game is meant to be about Bruce Wayne, who, after stopping a new villain called the return of a villain called the Riddler, leads basically Amanda Waller, who's leading the agency, to stop Riddler. But there is more truths about the agency and the Riddler. So as Batman, not only do you have to stop the Riddler, but you also have to go undercover to stop a team of villains called the Pact, which is led by Harley Quinn, Bane, Mr. Freeze, and John Doe, who would later become the Joker. So pretty much throughout the game, not only do you have to go undercover, but you also run into old friends, as well as basically dealing with newer outcomes of your actions. For example, once you have Lucius Fox's daughter Tiffany, after Lucius dies, you either have the choice to tell her, like, who you are, and if you don't. So when I played the game, I wanted to kind of tell Tiffany who I am, and keep in mind that Bruce Wayne would have eventually told people who he was if it was one of his family members or ones closest to him. And throughout the game, we do see outcomes that lead to bigger things, or outcomes that lead to bigger consequences. For example, you have the choice of basically taking the fall for Catwoman, or revealing yourself to be the Mole. Doing so will lead the people from the spa to get massacred, and if you do blame Catwoman, then you basically have the choice to help people. For example, like if you don't believe John Doe murdering the people, then he has the choice of becoming the Joker, but if you do believe him, then it has the choice of him becoming Joker. And when I played episode 4, I wanted Bruce Wayne not to believe him, as I wanted Bruce Wayne to kind of finally see what John Doe truly is, and him realizing to his horror what he's meant to become. And when I did play episode 5, I wanted him to try and reach to John and help him come back, only to realize what he truly is. So pretty much with the game itself, also basically as well, we have Batman's trophies from his battle. For example, if you basically had saved Catwoman instead of Harvey Dent, then you've got his kind of mask that he kept around with him, as well as not his Tommy gun. And if you basically confronted Penguin first in that, you've basically got his special eye device that you use to control the machinery. And that's a good idea. And you've basically got news reports and other things from the first game, so any action you do can have a good or positive outcome. And keep in mind that that your actions can change the relationships to the characters. For example, make Gordon feel remorseful for confronting Wayne, or make Agent Nevesta, who is your new ally, to kind of feel reassured, helping her see that she's not like Amanda Waller in that. And I do admit, somewhere the Telltale game sequel is definitely not bad, we do see some outcomes with Alfred, Bruce, and some of the characters. And the game does feel like it deserves another spot in getting a third game, now that Telltale is back in business. So I think the game deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, kind of okay, but it's an alright game. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.